And if I could go back in time, if I could go back in time, you know I would. No, I would. It takes a long time. It takes a long, long time to heal broken heart. And if I could go back in time, you know I would. You know I would.
We are YUK and you're watching the 420 roll.
Like not scary.
Oh, Joe, you're so hot. That's my baby, Joe. Sorry, that happened too many times already. Don't bury your dick. That's why you have leather panties. He does have leather panties. I'm not kidding. That's not That's fucking hot. Be a homophobic 12-year-old boy, you're like, no, you want to say that. You would say that.
This is URTV, Asheville, North Carolina, the land of the sky.
Oh,
I do station breaks. I
Yeah.
don't know if nobody else does.
that's
I
fine.
do.
Do station breaks.
Yeah.
We could. I should get you doing. Well, see, I do sort of station breaks. I do 420 rolls or something. You know what I mean? But it's in the ballpark. You know. All right.
So while you're there and not here, free tea, come on down.
That's right. Well,
Yep.
it's Ralph and I. I don't know. We could finish the show out with no background, or should we? Oh, I know exactly what I'll put in there.
We are the world. We're here. URTV, Asheville. I said that, didn't I? Yeah.
You may have.
Turned in my 37th Rapid Ralph runs the roads. Rapid Ralph takes you to places that you don't even know are places. And the other day I took me to a place I didn't know was a place.
Yeah.
But number 37 is a trip to Little Switzerland, North Carolina. Beautiful, way up in the mountains. You got to see it. It'll be on in a week or two. 7 p.m. Mondays, Rapid Ralph runs the road, URTV, Asheville, North Carolina, and, wait for it, the land of the sky.
Yeah, you take us out of state too.
Yeah, yeah.
On what two
That's
different?
right, I was at Georgetown last night, right?
You were yeah.
Third
Where's-
oldest port in South Carolina, the second largest port now.
Oh really?
Yeah,
All right.
a lot of container ships and stuff come in there. I got pictures of them.
Yeah, I didn't see it all. I saw a lot of boats and water and stuff, and
Yeah.
I was talking with other people,
Often happens around the coast, yeah.
and the people saying how many people do that show, and I said, well, I bet that's his wife running the camera now since he's on
Yeah.
camera talking, and I saw
We have
saw
a
it
crew
move.
of hundreds of molecules, I guess. No, it's mostly, usually the show is just me because I go out on these trips by myself. But sometimes Pat goes with me, my wife, and we have two people. Yep.
Did she enjoy that trip to the coast? I imagine.
Oh, yeah, we had a good time. Made a lot of good shrimp, too. Went to Calabash in North Carolina and then Georgetown. Both places had good shrimp. The shrimp boats come right in. The restaurant we ate at in Calabash, the shrimp boats dock about 100 feet from the restaurant. That's
the way.
close. That's when you know you're getting fresh shrimp.
That's a good chance right there. I went down to. I used to have a.
And they taste better than the shrimp you get up here.
Yes, they do. Unless you get them. Well, it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat watching them unload them off the boat and haul them into the restaurant where they're getting cooked.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat that.
I went to a seafood restaurant once in El Paso, Texas, and I asked the guy, I said, is the seafood good here? And he says, El Paso is 1,500 miles from the nearest ocean. I said, thank you. Ordered a steak. El Paso is real close to a whole bunch of gals.
I had a friend who played in a band down in Florida when I lived in Coconut Grove, and every year they had the gig down in Alamorada, they were the band in Smuggler's Cove or something bar down in Alamorada, and every year they would go down and they lived there for the season, and he would always drop back into the Grove and visit, and he would say, you got to come down and hear the band, you got to come down and see us. He says, we got our own place down there and everything, it's great, you got to come. So one day I said, I'm going to go down. So I jumped in the car and ran down there, and it was one of the finest vacations I ever had. Connected to the bar there where they worked, they had these little apartments. It was two stories of apartments. They were just sort of like little condominiums, and I think 2-bedroom and stuff like that with big glass doors and a balcony that overlooked the dock. And so that the people who came in on the boats could get an apartment and dock their boat there. They could look right out their window and watch their sailboats and stuff like that. Yeah. But the shrimpers and everybody came into the same docks, just down just a little ways, right there at the edge of the building. And so I went in there and and you know, and was made, you know, just really comfortable in this really luxurious place. And in a minute, he after a while, after we visited for a while, he said, "Just a minute, I gotta go down." He says the shrimp boats are coming in, and he ran downstairs, and he came back with
shrimp.
with
Yeah.
with a just like I don't know how many pounds of shrimp, and set a pot to boil in the kitchen, a great big pot, and dumped those things in there, and in no time at all he had a big bowl, like just a huge bowl of shrimp, and we sat there and, you know, and watched the sunset and ate shrimp. It was just it was a fabulous vacation. You can't beat it. And so I don't know what it's like down there now, but I hope
Different, probably.
yeah. And I got some of the worst seafood I ever had in my life in Key West.
Really?
Yes.
I went to Miami Beach in 1993 for the American Booksellers Association convention. As a publisher, you know, that was their big trade show back then. And a friend of mine there, one of my authors, took me to I think it was Joe's Crab Shack, the original one, the real one down on. And they brought out these soft shell crabs and gave you hammers and everything. It was really nice, and they were good. But the best seafood I ever had was in a restaurant called the Bata Gardens in Singapore.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was in Vietnam, I went to Singapore for a week on R&R. And I went into, I don't know how many of you out there read history, but if you read about the British colonization of Singapore, you've heard of Raffles Bar. I bellied up to Raffles Bar in Singapore.
Yeah. You and how many others?
Oh, there were a lot of other people. It's a big bar, big long bar, yeah.
Yeah.
But I like Singapore. It was very clean, mostly Chinese people, but they all had British first names like Peter and Bridget and so forth.
And did they speak English pretty much there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Far better than I did.
And they're good. They really know how to fix their seafood there, don't they?
Yeah, I had some very good food.
Yeah.
So I had a very good time there.
And talk about a port, aren't they like?
They're an island, yeah, but they're a huge port.
They're a
yeah,
major
one
port,
of the
aren't
largest ports in Asia.
world,
Yeah, in the world probably. Yeah, I went to a lot of neat places in Asia, and there's several more I'd like to visit.
I don't have long enough arms to reach those cookies.
Oh, I could have passed them.
If I get much more frustrated, I'll grow a longer arm. I just couldn't stand to see them go to waste, you know.
Yeah, we don't want to waste them. And so folks, this is URTV.
Oh, that's right.
This is the glory of, yeah, we are on TV. We sometimes forget that, but this is the glory of producing TV for URTV. Can you produce TV? Yes. That's the nice thing about it. All you gotta do is join URTV and produce your own shows and see if you can do better than this. You can't, but you can try.
That's what I meant to do. I meant to rant just a little bit about that today.
Rant.
I meant to
Rant alert.
I meant to bring out the fact that this is public access TV. This is this is now don't laugh, but this is the highest form of mass media communication available.
The purest form.
Currently,
Yes.
and that this is an incredible opportunity. And although I've not been plugging it previously, and I don't have all the dates, and if you're listening out in the lobby, Jonathan, you might want to help me out on some of this. But we have a big event coming up. Is it in the month of June?
It's in June. It's Jonathan. What's the date?
Okay. Anyway, it's coming up in June. We're going to have a big. We're having our awards ceremonies and stuff like that. And although I'm not real big on all that,
Workshops.
we're going to have workshops.
There he is.
Hey there.
Hello.
Hey there, Mr. Waters.
I'm here.
Which way are you going?
I guess I'll get on
All
this
right,
side.
slide all. We'll see. Will that put you in? You'll
If
be
I
more
scoot in.
Yeah.
Or should I go back?
We'll see which one works.
Okay, which one works better?
See if you can get on camera. Can you get a little bit on camera?
Well, then I'm blocking you.
Yeah.
Well,
I think-
if you scoot slightly this way and I lean in, we'll all three be on camera.
Okay.
And because you just scoot slightly towards Ralph.
Ralph, tell them whatever it is you know about that stuff coming up, and then I'm going to wrap something about it too.
This is URTV's first annual Media Fest, and as soon as they tell us the dates, we'll give it to you, but it's mid-June. I think it's the 17th to 19th. I may be wrong. Hopefully somebody come correct me if I
There
am.
you go. You can lean back a little bit now, see?
Oh,
But
yeah.
we're gonna have,
Okay, yeah, you bet. I see what you're saying, yeah.
whoa, we're gonna have demonstrations and tours and workshops,
All right.
all sorts of good stuff. If I pull the microphone over a little closer.
Now this is
Yeah.
taking place the weekend of the Video Awards, is
That's
that
right.
Yeah,
correct?
that's the
right.
Video Awards are part of the Media Fest, but the Media Fest starts on Friday.
Friday,
and
Saturday,
goes
Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh, it's 3 days.
3 days.
Right,
And
and-
3-day extravaganza of public access TV.
All right.
And if you haven't been to URTV, you'll be able to come down here and get a tour of the station, find out what we really do, find out how easy it is to do it, and you can do it too.
Exactly, and on Friday, there's something going on every day, and it's the
A
Friday.
lot of stuff going on every day.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on every day, and it's the Fridays and Saturday that I'm most concerned with personally, and I may have this wrong, but what I'm planning on doing, I'm planning on continuing to do my TV shows and stuff that I do through all this, but on the Friday tea party, everybody will be invited in for tea, and then when the tea party is over, I think that I will just continue to serve out of this room. So
Good.
we'll have tea and refreshments and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and I'll try to serve for the rest of the evening. You know, because there's stuff scheduled to be going on. I don't know what is going on in all the other rooms, but I'm thinking this room I'll just continue to serve food out of here if I
That's-
can.
That's a very good concept.
Then on Saturday, and this is what I'm most excited about, is I have been asked to teach a workshop
Yeah.
on Saturday morning, and it's only a 2-hour workshop. But it's going to be, let me see, I guess it would probably start at 11. It's going to start at 10 or 11. I don't know which time. And the band that's going to be playing for for Mount Dungeon is they're supposed to ask them to come in a couple hours early to set up. And I'm going to hold a workshop on how to mic and do sound for a rock and roll band for television.
Oh, and actually show it.
Yeah, and I'm
Great.
there should be some kind of a description of the workshop and stuff online where you can see what the various activities are going to be, and there should be something about that. But I'm gonna bring out a variety of microphones. I'm gonna discuss the polar patterns and things of the microphones and the frequency responses and the uses of different microphones for different instruments and things like that, and different miking techniques to use, and then follow it right on back to the board and how to sound check the
Great.
band and get good levels, and then get a good balance of sound and all, how to use compression, reverb, the business right on through, and try to cram all this into a 2-hour workshop, which I assume the workshops are free, right?
They are free.
And anybody who's interested in working audio for any form of for any aspect of music, this is a must. Because I'm really trying to.
John knows his stuff on audio, so.
I'm really trying to cram a lot of information, and particularly a lot of information that you don't usually get. The kind of stuff that only the people who've been doing it a long time really know. I'm trying to cram that into a really short
And
workshop.
I plan on attending that workshop and any of the others I can, and I'll be doing a workshop on animation and compositing and other special effects.
Now, what room will you be in? Do you know? This editing suite?
Yeah, editing suite.
Are you going to bring your own computer in for that, or are you going to?
Yeah, I'm going to bring my laptop and a projector, show samples and so forth. So if you want to learn how I do the train that John showed on the 420 roll, or the flying teapot, and all this other stuff, the amazing flying chair, you can come and learn how.
All right.
So, and there'll be other workshops too. There's a lot of free knowledge being dispensed at the on Saturday.
Oh, okay.
As well as tours of the facility, etc. And John's, a clean cup, yes.
Is he still warm? I mean,
Well, I don't
at
know.
this late hour.
At this late hour, don't be scared about the tea leaves.
Come
Yeah,
early
it's
if
got
you
some
want
tea
hot
leaves
tea,
in it.
yeah.
Yeah. I was up to other things earlier on today, so I couldn't make it into now. But at least I turned in a new promo, so that's good.
Yeah, now this is, reading tea leaves is very interesting. This is how we determine our schedule for the next year. Which is much more genteel than killing a rooster and reading its entrails.
Oh, we still have some cookies
Yeah.
up. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you up to? You've turned in your promo,
Good.
which ran. Did you see it run?
Yeah, I saw it run earlier today,
Yeah,
so it's the
I
same
saw it
one
here, yeah.
that just ran.
Yeah.
Don't you think a shorter one fits better?
Yeah, the 2-minute one's a little long and drawn out.
I
but-
love doing the 30-second ones. That's part of the art form, is cramming as much as you can get into 30 seconds. And still
Yeah,
have
it gets a
make
little
sense.
tough. You're right.
Yeah, but that's the challenge. That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's what makes it fun. You're right. You gotta
Yeah.
get creative.
A lull. There's a hush fell over the room.
Hush.
Okay, I'm just trying to think what else is going on. Well,
And there was a pause.
all right.
This is URTV, Channel 20, Asheville, North Carolina.
And on my show, I'll be continuing to do Reality and Subjectivity by David R. Hawkins, MD, PhD, and part 3 is upcoming. So that's going to be the next show I'm going to be filming, and part 2 is the one that's currently playing. So that's what's going on with Casey Waters' show, and so I'm trying to think, gee, the weather's been nice. I mean, it's been getting so warm today.
It's very windy out there. You see the tree blowing, John?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
Very
the
windy.
winds have been picking up this afternoon.
Yeah. Well, I've got a major project underway. We got some gorgeous waterfall footage I'll be turning in probably next week. It's almost finished editing. Waterfalls of the Southern Highlands.
All right.
And it's Saturday, this Saturday, John. I've been invited to go to the former NASA tracking station up at above Rosman, North Carolina, on Highway 215.
Oh.
All the old employees of the tracking station, then later it became a Department of Defense facility, have been invited to come back. It's now the Pisgah Astronomical Research Institute.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, and when you're going
glad
up
we
there?
Well, I
are
worked
for it.
up there.
Oh, you
back
worked
in the
there?
1970s, yeah.
Oh, you worked there back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Because I've been interested in going up there myself, either for tours, for a tour,
Oh, you
or
should
for
definitely take a
volunteer
tour, yeah.
opportunities or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I am intrigued by astronomy and whatnot, sure.
Well, of course, I was a telemetry engineer when I worked there, and we normally took signals down from satellites. But we also had a 30-inch reflecting telescope on the property, and I volunteered to run it.
That's a lovely size.
Oh yeah, and we had a satellite called GEOS, G-E-O-S. It was an acronym that actually had a strobe on it, a real light,
you could see.
and we could turn that light on by sending a radio command, and then
Oh, and activate
photograph
this
it
strobe.
on
From the
a
telescope?
glass plate, and you'd see just a dotted line across the sky
Oh,
where that
wow.
light was strobing. So, and the scientists would take that and they'd calculate the actual orbit and make sure it's what they thought it was, and so forth.
Right.
Yeah, but it was
Right.
fascinating.
Some
to
of that information helped to show what was going on with there's a time warp, if you will, concerned with the orbits of extraterrestrial
Yeah,
things
and I don't think they still fully understand it.
right, but that helped them. That helped them to identify
Yeah,
it and
that's right.
and track the exact thing you're talking about.
As a matter of fact, they found out that the atomic clocks were slightly off. They had to make an adjustment. Was it last year? It's
Maybe.
pretty recent. Yeah,
See,
they
but-
actually had to adjust it by a few nanoseconds or something.
See, you bet you didn't know. I knew about that, did you?
What about this time warp? Huh? Ha.
Well, you know, the computer we used to predict the orbits out there, it was a number of companies went into and out of the computer business during the 60s and 70s. General Electric, for example, was one that failed miserably. RCA failed in making computers. But this company was General Mills, the same people who made Wheaties. They made a computer.
That
and
worked.
It worked. It was a pretty good computer.
Oh, wow.
I have more power in my thumb now than the old computer, but still,
Right.
or at least my watch, but still, you know, that's what we
Did you
use.
encounter some of the analog computers that they had in the early days in the telemetry system?
We didn't have any analog
never had
computers,
those.
but I programmed my first computer that I programmed was in 1966 at AB Tech, and it was an analog. I think I've told that story before. I programmed a bouncing ball, and that's what really turned me on to programming and computers. So I've been programming computers now for 42 years.
Gee, that's a long stretch.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
And I'm getting kind of good at it.
that's what I
now.
say. I'm sure you learned quite a bit
Yeah.
in that time. Sure.
Well,
You're
that's-
coming up on your end credits. That's right.
You know I am.
So yeah.
We will soon be having end credits here at URTV,
Don't you know it? Don't you know it? Okay.
at least for this show.
Scary.
Good morning. Welcome to the Pleasure Saucer. Always Cry Theater in a crowded fire.
Have that little feedback. There you go. Yeah. What do you think?
All right.
We are here.
So we are back. Okay. Well, we got our last little bit, maybe 30 seconds or so to officially say goodbye. And the Mad Scientist Tea Party, of course, will be back tomorrow
have
at
a
4
cookie.
p.m.
I hope at home you put on a pot of tea and had a cookie. And tune in tomorrow, 4 o'clock. And
There'll be more Mad Scientist Tea Party then.
More
till
tea?
6.
more scientists.
And hopefully you all will have a good weekend. And,
And Dr. Waters, tell everybody what your degree is in.
oh yeah, my BS degree in meteorology,
There you
which
go.
is weather and weather forecasting.
Right.
So it's something I've always been very intrigued about. And we're in fact have a chance of thunderstorms over, well, probably not until Saturday or Saturday night, Sunday, something like that, it looks like. But there'll be storms will be moving in, and it should stay windy over the next 2 or 3 days too. And we are still on, but should be fading shortly. Any last words, Ralph?
This is URTV, Asheville, North Carolina. We're now closing our broadcast day.
No, we're not closing our
Not
broadcast
quite,
day.
but closing the
The
show.
Mad Scientist Tea Party, now closing our broadcast tea party. And thank you very much for tuning in.
Yeah.
And don't forget, things are more like they are now than they ever have been.
And all we'll ever be again.
That's true. And there was something else I was going to add to that, and I forget what it is now. But maybe if it crosses through my mind someday, I'll write it down.
URTV is fun. Come join us.
That's right. And don't forget, we've got big workshops coming up in June and stuff, and it really
Media Fest.
I want to see this place Media Fest, and I want to see this place crawling with people because there's so much to be
I
done.
think you're off the air.
I know
Yeah,
it,
we
but
just
not
went
quite. I'm
off.
still recording. So,
Okay, well, as far as
I have a few
we got
minutes.
Civitan on now.
There
Okay,
you go.
we got overridden by the Civitans. All right.
But I want to see this place crawling with people for the media fest,
Sure.
because there's such an opportunity here for so many people, and particularly all these free workshops and stuff like
I
that.
know, and the sad
That's
thing
gonna be
of
great.
it is, I'm not gonna be here.
Well, you're going to Bonnaroo. You're going.
The Bonnaroo concert in Tennessee is the exact same time as this Media Fest. And I already got my tickets which are simply outrageously expensive. It's like $260, but that includes parking and 3 days of camping. It's like Thursday till Monday morning or whatever, and a zillion bands. And maybe it includes other things. I think there's like free coffee in there somewhere. Seriously, and
Only a zillion
I
bands?
think there might be like maybe even free showers available or something. There's a few other freebies thrown in,
sounds good.
but it still is very expensive. I think overall,
3
of
days
course.
of camping out. You're going to want a shower.
Yeah, this was thinking you're gonna need a shower.
It's nice, isn't it?
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure they
6
said they
years
had
sometime.
them. Yeah.
I didn't remember see it look like that last time it was on. It
Yeah.
looks like they've dressed up their intro a bit, doesn't it?
Oh, with the Civitan people. Okay. Oh, they're breaking it down into the SC state and regional film offices.
But
Huh.
the first one was good.
All right.
Yeah,
You think I should hit the stop button?
probably.
Yeah, this was. I think we're about done. I guess. Yeah. I don't know.
You done good again, John.